See if I can. Okay, this is just not gonna be. All right, cool. Hey, what up? It's been a while. So initially I thought I was gonna do a moon reading, and then I realized I recorded that already. I did my new moon reading, and it's already uploaded um on my podcast. So yeah, I'm not doing a moon reading, but I got this urge to do a reading, and I don't know why. So, um, let's say we'll do um, a reading for the weekend, and it's gonna be divine feminine themed because today is Venus Day, and I feel like we could use a little abundance, we could use a little love, we could use a little bit of ashe, a little bit of feeding into our intuition, um, a little bit of um, reception, receiving, um, taking time for ourselves, um, taking a moment to just enjoy the present. So I am going to pull a few oracle cards. I'm gonna do oracle card reading today, um, and see what see what comes. So I'm gonna do a past, present, future for the weekend, and then I'm gonna see what divine feminine energy is supporting us through the weekend. So advice and what self care we should be looking at for the weekend. Yeah, that feels good. That feels good. Yes, yes. Dania is back. Yeah. And my calendar is open. So I do have Monday through Friday spots available for readings. All readings are delivered via inbox. I record them and send them to you so you can watch the recordings of each of the available readings. Um, if you feel like you want one but you're not really sure which one you want and want to do the 15-minute consultation, inbox me and we can coordinate a time when we can do that. The 15-minute consultation is free. It is not a reading. Um, I may inadvertently channel something, but it's not a reading. It's just to kind of discuss whether you need a reading. Maybe you need me to make you a spiritual bath. Maybe you need a bath oil. Maybe you need a spiritual spa. It's just to kind of talk about what your needs are and how best to support you. So, um, that's that. Otherwise, let's got some other stuff coming, but I'm gonna leave that at that. Just be on the lookout. Um, Thank you for the support for me taking the hiatus when I did. Um, it was a beautiful experience. I'll do a podcast episode. I won't say a lot, but it'll be just enough to inspire. But yeah, so Divine Creator, I humbly ask that I get a message for the collective on this weekend. Is this for me? Oh, okay, cool. Um, so, um, what the past energy was, what the energy of the weekend is, so present, and if they follow advice, what the outcome will be. And then we'll see what feminine energy needs to be embodied and what goddess energy is supporting that embodiment and what self care. Okay, so past, what's past? Okay, and what's present, and potential outcome. Potential outcome. Okay, and so I'll start with this card because it was loud. So it says, open up. And what I heard was cracked open. So the full moon may have cracked us open and allowed us to see ourselves differently, see the truth of things, seeing what needs to be healed. So this first card for the past position is seek. And we have someone that's sitting out in nature, sitting in meditation, in silence. And it's the number 9 card, and that 9 energy is all about letting things, like evaluation, letting things go that no longer serve us. It's a very humanitarian energy, but it's really this how your life said, unpacking. And that's what the full moon is, honestly. So that's why I guess that full moon came to me, because the full moon is a time for taking a look. This is everything, the intentions I set, and now what am I keeping and what am I letting go of? So for a lot of us, the past energy is this introspection, taking inventory of, excuse me, of what does and doesn't feel good to us, what does and does not feel authentic. Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't looking, but the card was peeking out underneath the open up was release. So again, when I said cracked open, oh my gosh, that's wild. So the thing that came from me that with this was cracked open. And then look, it looks like that's exactly what's happening. This card is being cracked open and releasing. So that is that past energy. And then for the present, so this weekend is when this healing begins. And it's a number 6 card, which is a very healing card of, think like health, 6th house. The number 6 card is very nurturing. That's why it looks like a pregnant woman. It looks like a mother. So this is very nurturing energy. This is very comforting energy. This is being gentle with ourselves this weekend. As we move towards the new moon, we're still in this waning moon energy. So this energy of being gentle with ourselves, moving slowly, allowing ourselves to feel and see the truth of things and find the balance within ourselves to be ourselves and to be honest. This creating something new, like we're warming up to that the new moon. Where we find that healing is where we're going to end up finding our manifestation. Like taking time to figure out what it is that we really want and healing the areas that we no longer want. And just being honest with ourselves. A good weekend to seek the truth in what we believe. This is feeling very Mercury retrograde. I was listening to a video and they were talking about Mercury retrograde and the aspects with Jupiter. So a lot of justice and truth. So this could be justice and truth at work, in your life, in your family, just a lot of justice and truth. And the justice card is about balance. It's the Libra card. It's the Libra scales balancing out. Let your heart be full this weekend. And allow yourself to just be. I think this is moving into this, like the future position, which was flow. And the flow card is number 10. And 10, one is the closing of a cycle, but it's also the beginning. It's like the wheel of fortune. It is both the beginning and the end. So as we release things and we find that healing and start letting those things go, we're unburdened. We're unbound and we're able to simply just flow through what needs to come. So I'm going to pause a second because I only have like 3 minutes to do the last couple of cards. So I'm going to shuffle and then I'll like do the interpretation so that way it stays in the 15 minutes. Thank you for your patience. I appreciate you holding. Okay. So for the divine feminine energy, we have Sarah La Kali, Queen of the Outsiders. I have arrived. I am where I will always be, in love. And on the back of the deck, we have Queen Esther, the Morning Star. My ego is in service of my soul, and I trust in my soul's divine timing. So, again, this is feeling around now is the time. Now is the time to honor yourself. Now is the time to really let go of what's been limiting you and understanding you're exactly where you're supposed to be. And that divine guidance, like both of them have crown. Actually, almost all of the cards here have crowns are for the divine feminine. So I feel like listening to your intuition and listening to the guidance from source that you've been receiving, because the crown is really being illuminated. And even like in the back of the deck, it's not out, but I can see the crown chakra card. So pay attention to what insights you've been getting. Journal was one of the self-care cards, so it may be important for you to journal. Write your thoughts down and come back to them. Don't judge them, just come back to them. And allow yourself to get what it is that you need to receive. The goddess support is Kamrasepa, which is release, and we talked about release, and it says, I dissolve negative and self-limiting beliefs from my body, mind, and spirit. I dissolve negative and self-limiting beliefs from my body, mind, and spirit. And then we also have Maeve, which is be in awe of yourself and the strength it takes to get to where you are now. Be in awe of yourself and the strength that it takes to get to where you are now. So go with the flow this weekend and be gentle with yourself, because you're in a space of healing. And you may not even realize that you're in a space of healing. you are in this space of taking the time to find who you are, taking the time to find what's true to you, and being present in the moment when that aha moment comes, and trusting in yourself, in the God energy within you, that you're understanding, because um, it takes a lot to be courageous, and being yourself, it really is an act of courage. It's a act of faith that, you know what, I this doesn't feel good to me, or this does feel good to me. I want to do this, or I don't want to do that. Like, there's a act of courage in accepting your own personal power. And underneath here was Lilith, the first woman, and it says, I am the voice of my body and soul, and I choose the life that I desire to live. When you are co-creating your life, it doesn't have to look like everybody else's. It only has to look like yours. I was listening to this video and it said, how can you please God? And I love that he said, as if God is an eternal bliss, as if God is an eternal, unending happiness. God doesn't need anything from us. God wants and hopes for us. God doesn't need anything from us. God hopes for us. There's this hope that we will come to ourselves. And there's this freedom to define what ourselves is. So we can say, hey, you know what? I'm going to look at my soul contract and see what really what really it is that I came here to do. And that's a beautiful thing. And that's your choice to make that decision. But you can also choose to say, you know what? I'm just going to do what feels good. And the beautiful magic in that is that you'll probably be in alignment anyway. Because when you do what feels good in a way that's authentic, like not what society tells you feels good, not what everyone else tells you, but just doing what honors your character, you can't miss. Like, you can't mess it up. You can't miss. And in reality, we don't mess things up. We're just simply learning. We're just students. Like, we're perpetual students in our human form, learning every day how things work, learning how to manifest, learning how to connect with spirit, learning how to not be connected with spirit if that's not what you want to do. But we're perpetual students in this life, ever learning. And as perpetual students, we're often going to make mistakes. But there are opportunities to learn. If you don't dwell on what makes it feel like a mistake, then you will lean into the blessing of the learning, and then to cultivate the wisdom that will help you further trust your intuition. The other self-care card outside of journal was sync with the moon. So again, maybe that was why I was feeling like a moon reading, because I feel like this lunar cycle coming up, this new moon that's happening with Mercury retrograde, is really, really important, because it's like Mars will be there, the sun will be there, Mercury will be there, and then the moon. That's a lot of personal, personal planetary energy in one spot. So, really get in harmony with the moon, understanding how the moon phases are reflective in our lives, understanding that while the moon is waning, so from the moment, let's say the moon, I'm just going to throw it, like the moon is going to be full at 11:01, 111. There you go. 11:02, it's officially waning. At 11:01, it is full. The moment it is everything after that moment is a wane. So, like for me, I like to put my, we'll just say like charging my crystals. I like to put my crystals out just before the moon is full and allow the crystals to get the build up of the energy. With the new moon, I like to leverage the fact that the moon and the sun are conjunct. So a lot of times I will charge my crystals in the sun. Um, this new moon is happening at 7:05 a.m. So I will likely put my crystals out in the morning and let them catch those first early morning rays and let that be what charges. Because what will happen is after 7:05 the moon is waxing. So there's that buildup of energy again. Um, for women and womb holders, um, paying attention to your cycle and honoring that. I feel really called to say honor how you feel during your womb cleansing cycle, because your body is doing so much work during that time, so much work during your goddess cycle. And if you feel like you need to lay down, then you need to lay down. If you feel like you need to eat, then you need to eat. Honor what your body is telling you during that cycle. And even if you're not a womb holder, the moon is still going to impact you because it's water. We're all full of water. And that ebb and that flow of our feelings and emotions, we have to honor that and make space for that. And we have to also make space and understand that that's everyone's going through that, and it's manifesting in just different ways. So giving space to honor how we feel and honor what that looks like for us is really, really, really important. So just think with the moon. Set some intentions with the new moon and then work on manifesting when it's waxing. Set the intention with the new moon. Manifest while it waxes. Give gratitude for the manifestation being harvested when it's full, and release what no longer serves you when it wanes. So you can make room for the new things that you want to set intentions for and start planting those seeds and do your harvest all over again. And trust your intuition. The moon is all about the things that you can't see, you just know. The moon is all about the things that you can't see, you just know. You can't see it, but you, in your heart of hearts, in your soul, in your being, there's a fire that says, but I know this to be true. Trust yourself. Trust it. And just keep building that trust in yourself and learning how it feels in your body when your intuition is speaking to you. I think that's all. Yeah, and this went way longer, but it has been a really long time since I've done like a reading. So I guess it needed to be long. So apparently I'm gonna put this on. This is on now on YouTube. By the time you see it, you're watching it on YouTube. But again, I just want to say thank you. I have on the podcast, I had the full moon reading done. I did a reading for autumn equinox, so you can check that out. I did a reading for Mercury retrograde. You can check that out. And Now I'm sitting here thinking, did I do the new moon? Let me look. I might have to actually do record the new moon. This might have been a reminder to myself to record the new moon. Let's see. Let's see. Oh no, I didn't. So guess what? I am going to. What was this? I have to see what this is. Oh, this is back in August. I know what this is. Um, yes, delete the episode. I will then, in a little bit, work on the new moon reading and get that done. So, yay, you got a weekend reading, and I'm gonna record the new moon reading. So that'll be the next podcast episode that I work on. Yep. Yep. Otherwise, oh, that's right. I did my own new moon reading. I hadn't done it for the collective. That's what it is. Okay. Awesome. Otherwise, thank you again. Thank you for liking and sharing. Thank you for subscribing and following and all of those things. If you'd like to tip, I have my Cash App and PayPal in the description box. It is greatly appreciated. If you are local, I will be out on the 9th at a breast cancer awareness event called Focus on Me. And it's really about helping people understand that it's important to focus on yourself sometimes. So I will be offering Reiki and readings. So you can either get 15 minutes of Reiki or a 15-minute reading. And my readings are going to be centered around love and honoring yourself. So that's going to be the theme that I'm going to stick with. And I'll probably actually use the cards that I used today while I'm there. But I hope to see you. Make sure you, the event is free. I accept donations, but the event itself is free. It's a really just great opportunity to support the community, a good cause, and my mentor. So I'm really excited to do that. So otherwise, thank you so much again for watching and have a really beautiful weekend.